Hello, ladies and gents. It's Ants Hood. Welcome to joining me today. I can't believe I've got 14 people waiting. Can you believe it? 14 people actually want to listen to me talk rubbish. Sorry I look rough as anything. I've just been running downstairs putting the washing out, and it's late in the day, but I do look rough. So I appreciate that. I look a bit ropey. But anyway, so believe it or not, today is actually the second anniversary for my channel. I can't believe that 2 years down the line, this is where I'm at. So, like I said, I'm really pleased. What I do intend to do today is I'm going to talk about why I started my channel, and you probably think it's very typical of Hood why I started my channel. To be fair, the ones that got to know me, and also, hi guys, it's good to see you all. And I'm going to talk about what plans I've got going forward, like what I'm going to look at doing my Solenopsis, because at the moment they're verging on the point of unmanageable. Believe it or not, I have had continued escapes occurring with me since the actual my last video as well, which was on last week. Thank you guys for the anniversary. I can't even read your name, mate. I do apologise, but yes, thank you. So I'm going to talk about what my plans are for them, some species that I really want to get my mitts on if I can, and also I'm going to be then doing an ant tour of all my ants in my ant cave, so you guys can see exactly where I'm at now, because I did have somebody wanted me to do a tour of my ant cave to see what is going on and stuff like that. So more than welcome, join me on there. And while I'm just generally talking and doing my ant maintenance, because I've not done any, believe it or not, because some of you guys that are on my Instagram know that I was at a barbecue yesterday for my birthday. So yeah, I haven't had the chance to do any ant maintenance, so my ant's a bit of a mess at the moment, so don't judge me when we go on. Cheers, matey, for the congrats on the channel. Thank you. So yeah, that's what I'm planning on doing today. I probably will send an invite out to some people at some point when I haven't got much to say and other people want to join in the chat. But obviously, as always, guys, I'm going to limit the amount of people in there because I don't want to turn it to a big free-for-all where everyone goes absolutely crazy talking rubbish. So if you guys have got any questions, by all means, stick them in. Oh, thanks, PJ. Any of you guys have got any questions or anything like that, as always, stick them in the chat because I like to answer as many as I can. I've got my computer up there so I can see myself as well. See myself so I can try and keep track of all the comments that go up. Hi, Aesthetic. So I can try and keep up to date with everything that's going on with the chat and stuff like that, because believe it or not, I'm talking on here. There's a delay to the computer from what you guys are seeing, but then there's a delay with the comments on the computer before it gets to my app I'm using on my iPad. So yeah, it does get a bit confusing. So I was actually asked by a school teacher the other day to do a little chat on some of my ants and stuff like that, about what because he's new to ant keeping. This kid that's got special needs is new to ant keeping. He started keeping some Mesobarbarus, I believe. My wife's just shutting the door now because she just doesn't want to be heard in the background. And I was speaking through some of the bits that was going on there. And I was just, as I was talking, as I generally do, talk rubbish, I did go on to some very key points. But also, I seen that my Campanopus feds have now got workers. So what I'm going to do with them is I'm going to put them into an outworld today as well. Well, not in an outworld, but attach an outworld to their test tube. And how about I go about it? Thank you, matey. And how I go about that, how I go about doing that. But first off, I just wanted to say, I've really got to work on these angles. But yeah, first off, I wanted to say why I started my ant channel. Now, believe it or not, it was Ants Canada had annoyed me again, believe it or not. This is the first time he annoyed me, and I can't remember what I was whinging about, but I think I was on one of the chat forums on Facebook. Thank you, matey. On Facebook, just chatting away, and I was making some comments about what I thought was rubbish about it and stuff like that. And he said, "Well, if you think you can do better, why don't you do it?" So then I stewed on this for a little while, and it was in the middle of COVID lockdown, so I thought, what else am I going to do in my free time? So I started an ant channel. So that's where my channel actually came from. And in that journey of starting my own channel, I met some great guys. I think probably the biggest influence in my channel when I first started it was the Colonialist. If you haven't checked out his channel, please do. He is so knowledgeable. He's such a massive geek, and he also helped me out with so much stuff. My logo, which is also familiar now, was actually he got his friend to make it for me free of charge. Hello, matey. It's good to see you. He actually made it free of charge for me. So he was a massive influence and a massive help to my channel. Then obviously as I went along, yes, as PJ Grant has pointed out, I met PJ, and PJ's also, he's an ant keeper obviously, but he's not a YouTuber or anything like that, but he's also constantly been there consistently for all the time that I've had my channel as well. So it's a big thank you to those guys as big influences. And then obviously as the community grew and they got more ant keepers coming along doing their own YouTube videos, such as Ants England and stuff like that, I got to meet the wider group. And I think now we've got a really good group of people that talk together, work together, and help each other out as well. And we meet up on chats, like we go onto a Kushi server most Friday nights. We've gone to a Kushi server most Friday nights on his Discord, and we have a live chat just about every Friday. It's every Friday night as well. And you get likes PJ Grant, Ant England sometimes turns up. You get Ant Ramblings on there, who's a great guy. You get Antimatter on there. And believe it or not, for the first time ever, Rob J was on there as well. Now, he didn't really talk much until you asked him a question directly. But yeah, he was on there as well. So it's turned into quite a nice little community thing we've got going on there as well. Who plays the Ant games? I don't, unfortunately. So we've got a really good core of community of people, and I need to give a big thank you out to them. In my travels of being Ant's Hood and reviewing a Wakushi product, I think it was his Venus Nest, where I said it was, because Rob J reviewed it, and I said it was pants. I said there's a lot of flaws with it. Now, I then was thought, to hell with it, I'm going to buy the Nest and review it, and I did a review. And rather than being the Ant HQ side of life, where he got very arsey with me and his entourage of people around him got arsey with me as well, Wakushi kind of said, well, okay, then, well, what do you think? What can we improve? So, like, he put the ports on it and stuff like that, and other things that I raised as well. And I've got quite a fair few of them now, which one of them I'm still using at the moment, I think it is, which you'll probably see that in a bit with my shield ants. But I sparked a really good relationship with Sid, and then as it progressed on, obviously got a really good relationship with Richard from Ant Antics. I've had a relationship probably early on as well with Pete from Ant Boy and Ant Boy UK. And what on earth is that? Oh, it's the head. Sorry, this is sitting on my Campanotus. How do I flip the camera around on this? Here we go. No, that's stop camera. Okay. Settings, isn't it? Front camera, back camera. So I was actually looking at my Campanotus there because my iPad's sitting on that, and I just seen one of them walking around with a big black thing, and I was like, what on earth is that? And it transpires it was a cockroach head. So yeah, that'll do. So yeah, so I've had really good support from my channel from the word go. So if anybody's actually looking to start on a YouTube channel themselves, by all means, I will be there for people like people were there for me. So if you need any help, I'm always here to help. So that's how I started my channel and why I started my channel. Now, what I've got going forward, future-wise, is I think the biggest issue that I need to address, let me just move the camera, is my Solenopsis by far. Now, as you can tell with these guys, this is their setup at the moment, and it is very dirty. And if you can see, I've got tape all around the outworlds. Since that video came out, they have consistently escaped non-stop, to be fair. Every day they've been running around, and what they've actually started to do is chew through that brown tape as well. So I'm making people dizzy here, so put it down. They actually chew through that brown tape as well. So I need to do something with that. I've decided to bite the bullet and going to have to go and pick it up, but I'm going to make contact with Custom Aquaria is the actual name, not Custom Aquariums. I'm going to get in contact with them and see about getting glass outworlds made. Initially, I'm just going to get the same size as these made up. But then what I need to do, because when I was doing that video with that for that lad earlier, I did point out that this was a 20,000 strong Connolly, and I've got this massive setup for them, and they try to escape because there's not enough space. Now, I don't know the exact size, how big these can get, but I believe 250,000 is not unheard of for Solenopsis. And if they get that big, if I'm getting this problem at 20,000, at 200,000, 250,000 plus, I'm going to have a huge problem. So I've got no choice. I need to get glass outworlds because acrylic just isn't suitable for Solenopsis. But what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to have loads of outworlds and tubing all around the room, so they've got that room to expand, they've got that room to move around. Because if I don't, then I'm just going to get the exact same issues that I had previously with them constantly getting out, which isn't ideal in anyone's world. So that's what I'm going to need to do going forward. I got a queen from Neutral Flight, so that's cool, Rub. Cool, Rub. That's cool, Rub. LOLYT. That's cool, Rub. That sounds wrong. So that's what I need to do with my Solenopsis. But what I'm also thinking about as well, which I've started doing too, got to talk about that more in the future when I start doing some maintenance with them, is I'm going to have this exact same problem with my Caribera, because the Caribera workers, the miners, are not much bigger than Solenopsis. So if the Solenopsis are getting out, I'll bet you bottom dollar my Caribera will as well. So I need to adopt a similar style of keeping them as well going forward. So I need to get the glass outwards, and because they grow very big and they also like to move around a lot, they're also going to have to get piping all around the room and stuff like that. My endeavor to get a bigger ant room with the wife has failed miserably. She said a big fat no. So there's no other choice but I've got to stay in this room, unfortunately, and it's not very big and it's hot in here, so I'm just going to open a window, spare with me. And I've been afraid to open that window for so long because my Solenopsis is getting out. It's not ideal. Oh, jeez, you can tell I've got a sweaty face. So, yes, Rakushi, using substrate. The issue, basically, Rakushi and somebody else, and I can't think who else raised it, basically said with a Solenopsis, if you put substrate in there, it will fill all the gaps in the acrylic and it will stop them getting out through there, which it may very much work. But then again, I need to be very mindful that I want decent content. And what Solenopsis have this nasty habit of doing is burying just about everything they get given. If you give them anything, any of the sweet stuff, they'll bury it. Give them any protein, they bury it. And what I also noticed as well is when I put the sweet stuff in my liquid feeders, which is one of the reasons why I've moved away from them, is that they just cover it in debris. Any leftover cockroaches, any dead or anything like that, they'll just move in, put stuff all over it. And that's even when it's raised on the pillows. So it's not ideal to put substrate in, but equally it's also not ideal them running around everywhere. So I'm very much, I don't know, I haven't decided yet. I'm going to see kind of like the lead time on ordering a tank from Custom Aquaria to see how long it's going to take. I've not actually spoke to them yet. But that's where I got my terrarium from. But yes, I need to really look at the lead time, and don't give them sweet stuff then. Well, you got to give them sweet stuff. They use jelly pots now. They don't actually bury the jelly pots, which is good. But yeah, they do. They used to bury all the liquid feeders. So hi, Ant Ramblin. It's good to see you, matey. So yeah, so going forward, that's what I'm looking at doing with them. Is I'm potentially going to use substrate because it's more ideal than escaping. Of course it is, but realistically speaking, I need tanks for them, tanks specifically for ants. Now, what I also did with this is going to be connected to my Caribera, which is to my right now. This is a Rakushi S2 nest. I think it is Rakushi. He'll probably correct me. And I've already silicon sealed this one as well, just because I didn't want the same kind of issues. But I used a lot more silicon seal than I actually did when I sealed the large outwood in my live stream last week. All right, no, we'll see you in a bit, mate. Latest, highly. So I've already prepped that one just in case. But when we go around to have a look at my Caribera, you can actually see there's a lot of rubbish in the outworld, and it's getting to the point now where I tried to clean them out earlier in the week when I was talking to Perry, I think it was. But unfortunately, it just became too much of an issue because I was just getting everywhere. So they really need to move on. Now, what I've got, I mean, you'll see the setup I've got with them in a bit when I get round to that. So that's kind of short-term plans. Also, what I'm looking at is my wife hasn't bought me a birthday present yet, and I've just been given some money for my birthday as well. So what I'm actually looking at is getting a Nikon D5600 DSLR. So hopefully my quality of videos will be a lot better. Because what I want to do is obviously stream that from rather than use my iPad, which the camera's not the best, it's not the worst, but it's not the best. I want to do all the videoing on there, so I get much better crisp pictures. I want to get a decent macro lens, so similar to what Ant Holifer uses, because he gets some absolutely phenomenal footage. Excuse me, which I don't get because I'm using my camera. So I'm also looking at going forward doing using that as well. So that's the camera I'm looking at. I'm probably going to have to wait until I tick over from YouTube and from my Patreon money, so that I can pull that as well, because the camera's about £500 plus then the macro lenses on top of that. Mark T make hood an offer. What's that one? Have I missed something? Yeah. Does anybody know they're selling Solenopsis? Yes, I believe Antics was selling Solenopsis, Mark. So if you want to go over to Antics website, I'm sure he's still got them in stock. Last time I looked, so but he did have some queens. If you're brave enough to take them on. But Mark, I'm assuming you're my live stream, so I'm assuming that you have seen my videos on Solenopsis. Please, please, please watch those videos and then seriously consider if you want to get Solenopsis, because they are next level crazy. I mean, I love them, but they have ground me down to a pulp. They are very difficult to keep. They're not easy. And you'll see when I try and clean them out later in a bit, I'm not going to do a very good job of it because it's just too much for one day. But they are absolutely crazy ants. And I was, because I had a leak, getting out somewhere before I did this live stream, because you've already seen it so much. I didn't want to put my live stream because it would just be more of what I did in my live stream, the last live stream. So I already took it apart and then connected it up, and they were all over my hands, stinging the hell out of me. They are relentless, they are aggressive, and they are crazy. So seriously consider, Mark, if you're going to get Solenopsis. But if you do, I believe Antantics has gone for sale if you want to check them out. So yes, going forward, DLSR, getting a Nikon D5600 is the camera that I've got my eyeballs on. I should be able to stream from there. You can do videos. It does. It also will do time-lapse videos and stuff like that. So I think that's the camera for me. So hopefully, going forward, bearing in mind a macro lens costs a lot of money, so probably going to take me a while to afford that as well. But I'm going to pull all the money that I get from my channel, from my Patreons and stuff like that, and I'm going to use my birthday money and the money for what my wife's going to give me for my birthday, and I'm going to buy, hopefully, a decent camera. If not, hopefully you'll get better quality. Oh, geez, look at this state of me. You'll get, look how rough I am. I'm just looking at myself there. I look terrible. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, Tetramorium, I know people love them, but I've got enough of small species, to be fair. Small, crazy species, I've got more than I can shake a stick at. So I want to go a bit more bigger ants, I think, now. They're easy to film, they're easy to clean out, and they're not so much of a pain in the bum. Yeah, I'm not... Yeah. Or if you want crazy polymorphism, Carabera or Diver. Carabera. If you want polymorphic ants... Pellet Carabera are awesome. You will see mine in a bit. Now I've got a couple of super majors now, but there's a lot of condensation in the nest at the moment. But I haven't got an aesthetic, not yet. So that's my plans for going forward. Now, if you guys got any questions on my plans or anything like that, or any suggestions for me, by all means, crack on. Now, I am going to be moving some ants into attaching nests to ants, and I'm going to be attaching new outworlds to some of my ants as well. That is a long comment. Yeah, all ants are really amazing in the early stage when they don't grow too massively huge, but geez, when they get big is when it gets trouble. So what's Callum, tech and advice? My Solenopsis geminata, I only have a couple of workers at the moment, but it's been a month and they've been I've been warned and got water, but they haven't really grown, or does it take a bit? A lot of ants are difficult to found, to be fair, and Solenopsis are no different from that. They've got a reputation for being fairly hardy and being fairly fast growing, but if you don't leave them alone, have them at the right temperature and leave them alone. Now, a lot of recommendation of Solenopsis was that you have them at higher temperatures. Now I've kept mine at 25, and you can see the size of my Connolly. It's massive. So, and that's been, they're about a year old, because I actually bought them. I got them in start of July last year. So within a year, they got to 20,000. So leave her alone. Honestly, like I did with a lot of my ants, I put them, wrapped the test tube in foil to block out light. I put the attachment out well so I could feed them when they got workers, and then I left them on a shelf where there was no vibrations, and mine seemed to have taken off. That's what I did. It might not work for you, but I strongly recommend you do that as well, and you leave her alone and just let her settle down. If she's been at the small brood stage for a while, there's not much development. I'll probably pop, if she hasn't got workers, because she's colostral, I would pop a little bit of honey water in there or some kind of sweet carbohydrates just to keep your queen ticking over. Nice one. Did you try it before? I couldn't continue. 3,000. I just built a shed. Yeah, a shed's probably a good idea. I know that Perry, PJ Grant, has got a shed in his back garden where he puts all his ants. He had an escapees as well. His Camp Nicker Brent's just got out, which isn't beyond belief because they're also very keen to get out, and I've got a fairly large setup for them. So that's my plans going forward. Why I started my channel and my plans. Oh, sorry, Jordan, I didn't see you there, matey. Hi, bud. And that's what my plans are going forward. But I'm sure you guys are more here about my ants. So what I will do is flip the camera around again. Not these. I'll get back onto them in a second. But these are my feds. Now, I actually got these at AntCon. These are the 3 species that I got from AntCon. And if we have a look, you'll see that she's got herself, and you can't really see on here. You can see she's got herself some nice pile of brood, but she's got workers. Now, these workers have been disclosed for a couple of days now, so they're proper hardened up, but look how pale they are. I mean, once they get big and they start growing, they're going to look really cool, but they can't even look like ghost ants in a certain way. But yeah, so what I'm going to do is move that over. Yeah, what's the best angle for this? Yeah, there. Because what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually attach an outworld to these ladies. I'm really looking forward to these because the queen looks absolutely fantastic and really cool. And I can't wait till she gets all the workers as well because she'll look equally as cool. Now, what I'm going to attach is this. This is an Ant Boy UK. Ant Boy UK Elite Nest, I think it was. I think he still sells them on his website. Now, I really like these. They're really good if you've got a decent size ant going in there. Anything small and these little gaps, they get out of. Now, then it's just the bog standard, you know. Do you remember these like little elastic things or whatever they are? And it's really simple construction. It's really old tech, to be fair, but it works for larger species. They don't get out of it. So what I'm going to do is connect the test tube to this. Now, if you notice, there's no connector there. It's just a hole. So what I do is I have got a bag of all cut-offs that I use. Let me have a look at it. A bag of all the cut-off tubing and stuff like that I use. And what I do is because that's small and I've got to get tubing that goes to fit inside of the test tube. Now, luckily, Wakushi's old tubing actually fits inside the test tube, as you'll probably see in a second when I do it. And then you've got the standard what's rubbish in that. Then I've got the standard size tubing, and then I put a smaller tubing because I think that's 12 mil. I think it is. It goes in there, and I basically make it go a lot smaller as it goes down. Now, luckily for me, I've got all loads of little cut-offs of different sizes because I tend to not throw anything away. I tend not to anyway, but I need some big tubing. I think this is a standard. Yeah, this is a standard. All you do with these, because believe it or not, all the different tubings you get actually fit inside each other, and they're really snug. Solenopsis don't get out of that either, because I used to do some Solenopsis as well. So that's a really good method of connecting tubing up, to be fair, and it being tight enough for Solenopsis not to get out. But what I don't have is any of Wakushi's old tubing size. Now, he's in the comments, so I'll probably tell you what size that was. But luckily for me, I've got loads of it. Whee! Loads of it. So all I need to do here is cut a small bit off, which means I need to get my knife out of my drawer. Here we go. Without cutting my fingers off, because I'm really good at that too. Now, a lot of Wakushi's outworlds now just use the standard tube size, which I can't remember what it is without measuring it now, to connect to his outworld. So that's all you need to do. That's it, 15 and 13 mil. So this will be the 13 mil, and this will be the 15 mil. Now, hang on a minute. Got that wrong, didn't I? No, I'm not convinced. Maybe it is. Let's have a look. Oh, yes, it is. So then all I do is, believe it or not, the 30mm fits nice and snug inside of this test tube. But I tell you what I have done in my Hest, I've not put a board around there. So all I've got is some PTFE, which is what I use mostly, and I'll just put it around the top. Now, I completely forgot to do this beforehand, before connecting them up, because I am a special kind of stupid. Like I said, these outworlds are great for larger species, and because it's obviously Camponotus, the work is going to be fairly big. But anything smaller, anything small is just not good at all, because they can get out. They can get out the gaps. But like I said, I do use these outworlds a lot, and I do rate them, to be honest. They're fairly inexpensive. I think they're about £13 plus postage, give or take. I haven't got Scoobies off the top of my head, but it's around that, and they do the trick. And then all I need to do there is give them cockroach. So I'll just look for a cockroach, a nice small one. Here we go. Let's put them there because we need them again in a second. Where's my scissors? Where's my scissors? All right, I lost my scissors. I don't know. I'm going to kill this cockroach now because I haven't got any scissors. Well, that's just great. Oh, well, I've got some garden tweezers that I use. So I've got these. I use these to cut up the leaves for my leaf cutters, which you will get an update on soon. Bit concerned. So you see, I cut it right down the middle and it stops it flailing around. And then all I've got then is get some liquid feeders out. Small ones. Now these are my liquid feeders that I make. I used to sell them. If people are interested, by all means, I'll make some for them. But generally speaking, I don't really make them much anymore unless people directly ask me. Because they are Camponotus, I'll give these some honey water. Don't need a lot. They're not very big, but just enough to tie them over with. Yeah, I could just pull the roach apart, but I think that's a bit mean. Ramblings, I always use an outworld. Camponotus can be quite sketty, and if you disturb them too much, they are not going to be happy ladies. So what I do is I always connect a test tube to it, and then I can feed them, clean them out and stuff without disturbing the queen. So I just think it's the best way to go once you start getting workers. Just reading the comments. Yeah, you see, I've left my fed alone. I literally put her on a shelf. No garden. I left her on a shelf and left her be. And what that's done is obviously I've let her settle down. I haven't disturbed her. I haven't kept checking her, and that's why her brood stayed as it is. But Camponotus notoriously get if they get disturbed, they will eat their brood. They often eat their brood when they go through transportation as well. So that's also a negative. But if you got it from Ancon and stuff like that, which you did, then you should have been fairly gentle with her bringing her. You're probably just checking her too much. I've literally checked her about 3 times since getting her from Ancon, not including today because I did a quick video on her earlier. But yeah, so she will settle down nicely now, as you can see. Look at that brood pile. Unfortunately, you can't zoom in on this, but if you look at that brood pile, she's got a nice little pile there. And I love the workers as well. They're almost like ghost ants. I know that's actually a local name for another ant. What is the size of the outworld? I'll have a measurement in a second, but I've got about 2 workers. I've got a larvae there as well, which I don't think you guys can see. It's just there. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pupae. So, oh no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pupae. So we have about 9 workers once they all hatch. And actually, just under her abdomen, you can't see that. You might just see it just there. There's a fresh batch of eggs as well. So she's looked like she's on the way up, which is really cool. Now, once she gets a bit bigger in number, I will be doing a video on her, a proper full detailed care guide and stuff like that. But for now, she is done. So I'm going to stick her on my shelf and leave her be. Now, this lady, which is obviously a setup that I've already used. This is my Camponotus Sei. Oh, I've got some comments. Give me a sec. Where's the best plants to get red test tubes or test tube covers? I plan to get Tetramorium and house them in a Wakushi Saturn Outworld. You're probably finding the Saturn Outworlds will be fine without light. Now, if you need to ask about Tetramorium, Ant Ramblings is your man. So ask questions away there, and I'm sure he'll be happy to answer them for you. Oh, I was going to... Oh, that was a bit windy. The size of this Outworld Ant Ramblings is externally about 11 centimeters by 8 centimeters by 6 centimeters. So it's not a huge Outworld, but it does the job. Or more comments. I have often found connecting Outworlds too early. Crabs upset them and cause die-offs with campos. I haven't found that. This is my standard that I do with most of my ants, and I find that it's a lot easier. But what you got to think about as well is it might not necessarily be attaching an Outworld, because if you think about it, once a colostral queen gets workers, the workers dig their way out to get into the big wide world where they start foraging for food and stuff. So if they're used to the big wide world, why is a little Outworld like this going to be an issue? Do you know what I mean? It's just a method of feeding them. And for them, as you can see here, what they say have done, taking out their trash. Now, unfortunately, if you can see here, talking about her, there's you can see there that there's some part of a mealworm in there, not mealworm, a Mario worm in there. But unfortunately, I can't get to it because she's in the way. So until they move it out or whatevs, I can't do a lot about it. Now, what are they? Well, that's not good. Bear with me, guys. I've just found some little critters in the test tube, and I need to get my macro lens on my phone so I can have a look. Where is my macro lens? Underneath my beret. Joy. So bear with me. I just need to get a look into this to see what it is. Camera. I wonder if you guys can see this while I'm doing it. Oh yeah, I've got some critters there. Oh crap, they look like mites. Can you see that? There's a good picture. Can you guys see that? That's a mite for sure. There might just be dirt mites. Grain mites. Don't think they'll be. Yeah. Are they okay? Are they? I need tips on this one because I've not got a Scooby-Doo. Let's see if I can zoom a bit more. So I don't need to worry about that, do I not? God, she looks ugly, doesn't she? Okay, I'm going to take your word for it and say that she's going to be fine. Look at her there. She's got some larvae. She's got any new eggs? Yeah, she's got some larvae there as well, which is cool. Macro lenses are so cool. I keep that on there just in case I can have a look later. Yeah, I'm probably going to see if I can move into a fresh test tube because it's a bit concerning that. So as long as I've got nothing to worry about with those mites, then I'll crack on with cleaning them out. I'm probably going to attach a new test tube as well. But first off, let's clean these out. Ah, crap. Nearly knocked over my roaches. Having them running around the house will probably send my missus over the edge. Just put them up there out of the way for now. Where are my feeders? Whee! They can bother the ants, can they? Will they actually attack the ants, Naturu? So I'm more concerned they're going to attach themselves to the ants and cause some mischief there, because that would not be cool in my eyes. Let's put that on top of there so I can grab them. I appreciate all you guys coming. Hey, matey. I appreciate all you guys coming to stand by and watching. Nice room. My room's a mess. I mean, when you see my Solenopsis, when they all escaped, my room was an absolute pigsty. Because you actually got to see my actual where I keep all my surplus kit and stuff. Unfortunately, it wasn't cool. Just chucking my bloody tweezers away. Oops. I can't even pick this up. There we go. Cotton wool. Now, top tip with these cotton wool buds, wet the ends because they pick up a lot more stuff if it's got a wet end, but I can't even find the water. This is what happens when you've got an absolute mess of a room and you put stuff down and you can't find it again. And there it is. Now, you'll probably be pleased to know that the majority of my escapees now for my Solenopsis has been collected back up, which is great because they were literally getting out all the time everywhere. And Ramsey watched Antimatter's video. Wet the end and it's really easy to clean it up. Whee! What I'm going to do is attach a fresh test tube to this as well. Take Wakushi's tip for it. I don't want to risk it for a biscuit with any mites and stuff. Where's she going? So give her a bit of a clean. Coolio. So she's had a bit of a clean. I need to set up a test tube for her. Where are all my test tubes? I don't know where my test tubes are, but luckily enough, I've got some test tubes here, ready made up. So yet again, luckily enough for me, I've got test tubes already made up. But unlucky for me, that trick's not going to work that I used on the last ones because this is a different size. That's a shame. Let me have a look at another one. Yes, we do. This is another test tube I've got. So I'm going to do the exact same trick I did before. We just shove it in nicely like that, and then just get some smaller tubing. Bury it on there for now. Just like that. That's not going to work. Ew. I think I'll put that in the wash. It looks a bit dirty. Oh, more comments. See, I get freezing the food, but generally speaking, I prefer to give them more live food. myself. Not live food, but do you know what I mean? Do you know, like freshly killed food? Because it just seems to work a little better with them. I think it's because I'm stubborn. And when I first started keeping ants, I used to freeze fruit flies because they died very quickly, quicker than I could use them with the small amount of colonies that I had. So I started to get in there. Can't see what I'm doing here, but I'll move the camera around. So I stopped freezing them because they just didn't have any interest in the fruit flies once they're frozen. So I didn't really bother with them. So, saying that though, that test tube's quite dirty as well. If you have a look at it, so I've stolen that. If you look, the test tube's quite dirty, so probably could do with moving out anyway. But I haven't got any direct. Oh, can I put some direct? They can sit in my terrarium for now. Need some baby cockroach in there. A little nymph. It is all good in the hood, mate. Cheers. Like I said, I'm just very shocked that I've managed to make it to 2 years. I never thought in a million years that this channel would get to the situation it's in now. I never thought I'd get over 1,000 subs. I definitely never thought I'd get to monetization. I mean, it was quite difficult to get there in the end, but getting that to that point of 4,000 watched hours. Thank you, matey. Milko Ants, I appreciate it. Oh, thanks. Sadly, simply not an option for me now. So I'm going to stick her. Let's move that out of the way because that's private stuff. I'm going to stick her on there just because that's on most of the day anyway. This is my terrarium light. I've attached it to there. I did have this open with the plants sticking out, but no matter what barrier I put on, and I've got two barriers. My what are they called? My Polyrhacus dives still managed to get out. So so I was just like, right, I need to put the lid back on. So I put the lid back on and keep her in the light. So hopefully she'll move. Now I don't generally feel light's a good way of getting him to move, to be honest, because I've never had much luck in it. But that's what I'm looking at doing there. Right, let's clean that out of the way because I don't need that now. Stick it over there. Right. Now, check these out. These are my Carabera. I've moved to using the jelly pots with them because the liquid feeders, yet again, they try and bury everything. As you can see what they've done here with the water. Constantly trying to bury everything. Trying to clean them out of this outworld is a nightmare now. Now, I do love these outworlds. I think they're cheap, they're simplistic. AliExpress jobs, 5 to 6 quid, did the job. It needs to make a human lava. I've lost my train of thought now. Great bit of kit, really good for a starting colony, but I need, because it's so difficult now with these, because I've got so many minor workers running around everywhere, I need to expand them. And this is where I moved on to prepping this, the Wakushi S2 nest, I think it was Wakushi, you'll probably correct me if I'm wrong. Moved to the S2 nest. Now, as you well know, I said earlier, I've put silicone all around it so I don't get any escapees, hopefully. But if you notice, I've also got 2 ports on it. I paid the extra money to get a second opening again because for future expansion. Because what I'm trying to do with colonies that I know that are going to get bigger is don't find myself in the situation I was with my Solenopsis a little while ago where I had a dead end where I couldn't expand them anywhere without taking it all apart, and then they all escape out and turn into a nightmare. So I'm trying to think ahead, such as like with this one where I've got this connector that's connected to this, so I can expand outwards of there if I choose to, which I'm going to because I'm going to connect up to there. And also I've got 2 ports here and here, so if I need to going forward to expand it. But unfortunately, what Wakushi doesn't do is supply anything to put a stopper on this, so you can just pop it on and take it off. So what I'm going to have to do is get some more tubing, cut it to a decent length. Again, Probably about there will do the trick. Pop it in so it's nice and snug, and then all I'm going to do is get some cotton wool and then ram it in the end. What I could also do as well, if I want to be a bit more high tech about it, is I could do this, but I'll tell you what I am going to do instead is these. Now these are possibly the best tube connectors I've ever come across in my whole ant keeping career, as it were. They're really good. You get different sizes. You get your L shapes. You get your 4-way connectors. You get your 3-way connectors. So what I'm probably going to do is a 3-way connector, and do what I've done here is where I've got these stoppers. Now these are the Ant Canada stoppers as well. They're really good, but oh no, Christian, eat your message. I wonder what it was now. Thank you, Ants and Pets. What these are really good for, yeah, they're really good. I think they're great, but the stoppers, Campanotus particularly, which you've probably seen before, will chew the way through these, even though it's solid plastic. Even though it's solid plastic, believe it or not, they can actually, because they can grip these air holes, and they just slowly but surely chip away at it until they get through. It happened to me. My Campanotus Nicobrensis got out because of it. Yeah, so that was a bit of a nightmare. So what I'm going to do is get another stopper. Have I got any laying around anywhere? Where are they? Oh my word, I've lost them. What have we done with them? I'm not even joking, I've lost them. I had loads of them. Aha. There's, no, it's not one. Oh my word. Ah, here they are. So I've got these, got loads of these spare. I bought a load because you can never have not enough of these. Yeah, that's fine. All we do is to get my pokey pokey. Where's the pokey pokey? Where's my pokey? Can't find anything on there today. So get my pokey and just ram it in. Not only that, as I said before, the minor workers on here are very small, so there is a potential they could potentially get out anyway of those holes. So I just put the cotton wool in the end anyway, so it still allows for airflow, but it also means that they can't get out if they do chew their way out. Hello, matey. It's nice to meet you, buddy. So what my plan, I don't know how easy this is going to be, is basically attach this like that, so I'm using so I can utilize as much space as I can. That is the plan for now. Eventually this will come off because I need to get the numbers lower in here so I can actually clean it out properly, because it's disgusting. I also need to reapply the barrier because I'd noticed when I was doing that video for that school kid earlier, there was a worker running around on the inside of the mesh. Not ideal. So this species is Carabera diversa, possibly my most excited species of ants that I've actually got. Well, excited is the wrong word. The ants that I'm most excited about, because I love polymorphism, and polymorphums is the name of the game with these girls. They absolutely awesome. In fact, we haven't even had a look, have we? So let's check it out. Oh my word, look at the queen. Let's get the light on this a bit better. Now look at the queen. There she is. Look at the size of her. She's an absolute monster. Got a major, super major cutting around there as well. Look at the size of that head. Look at that head there. It's huge. Just look how big she is. Such a great ant. And like I said, I can't wait for these to get a bit bigger, where I get more of the majors out in the outworld and stuff like that. Now, somebody's actually given me a hint how to coax these out. Mate, we all lose Conleys. It's the way it is. Oh, hi, Chris. It's good to see you, mate. I've been told a hint that if look at that major there. Oh, look at her. Lighting's not great for you guys. I'm sorry, but I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 super majors there at least. At least 6. There's another one. Got a nice healthy pile of brood. The brood. Last time I shown these, the brood was just over here, but you can't really see it with this because the camera's not the best. Unfortunately, let's see if I can move it around because it's about the light, isn't it? Really. Like I said, if I can live stream off the new bloody camera, there you go. Much better. You can see all the majors and stuff like that. What's interesting, they've cleared the rubbish out of the other chambers as well, but the brood is all the way around here now. You can't really see it, but it's underneath here as well, so that they've got a lot more brood than they've had previously as well, which is great news. But what is interesting about these girls is that the turnover of workers. Can you see that? Because it looks okay from my camera, but on what I can see online, it's not brilliant. No, it's not brilliant. So yeah, off on a slight tangent. So for me, it's a way so I can crack on doing what I'm doing. So I'm really looking forward to these getting big. And what I was saying was somebody actually said you can actually coax the majors out. If you get a cockroach that's not overly cut up or anything like that, they will come out to it apparently and then utilize the majors to slice and dice it up. So that is something I am going to try and do at some point. Can get a good angle on this guy so you can see what I'm doing again. So I need a short bit of tubing. Do I have a short bit of this size pre-cut? Let's have a look. No. So yet again, I'm going to use this bit, size it up roughly to what I want, which is about that. And I'm going to get my trusty knife without cutting my fingers off. Crap, I've lost where I want it. About there. So I get my trusty knife out. There we go. Now, we all know how this normally works for me. Yeah, that's what I was still struggling. That was the word I was looking for. But I'm just don't want to live feed if I can avoid it. Now, let's see if I can do this without too many getting out. Let's get. Oh my God, Solenopsis are getting out again. You guys are relentless. Damn it. Just seeing a couple more workers running around, which means I have to check out the outward again, see where they're getting out from. Oh, I'm not doing that on this live stream because you guys have seen enough of that. It's been me to deal with in a bit. Damn it. But yeah, cotton wool ready. Cotton bud ready. Oh my God, this is wedged in. And yet again, I forgot to put a bloody barrier on it again. So in true Hood style, I forgot to put the barrier on it again. That's the second time I've done that. Even though I've got it just here right in front of me. Oh, sugar. I've got workers running around here as well. There's another one. Get in there. Get off. There we go. Let's get a barrier on this quick. The only problem with using PTFE is alcohol based. And because it's alcohol based, the whole point of that is so it dries quickly and leaves the fine material so they can't grip and they fall off. But what it can cause acrylic to do is kind of like fracture kind of make it look a bit like shattered glass. Now, I've actually got one of the AliExpress outboards where this has happened. Now, it doesn't mean the AliExpress outboards are pants. It just means that it's the way acrylic reacts and the way it is. And it's not the end of the world. Ants aren't going to get out. It's just not very aesthetically pleasing. And I'll show you what I mean in a second if I remember. I think it will be staying away from that species of ants if we keep getting that. Mate, relentless. They literally have chewed through the brown tape as well that I've used. Now, this is like packing tape, so it's quite good tape, but they managed to still chew their way through that as well. They're not easy to keep. I mean, I keep saying it, and I generally... This is going to sound horrible, but I feel like that any inexperienced people that have watched like Ants Canada's video that kind of glorifies them quite a fair bit is encouraging kids to get these species. I just hope that they die, because the worst thing that can happen is that they get... The scary part is with alcohol-based stuff is that the alcohol is heavier than air and it can suffocate the ants when it's fresh. Oh, you're kidding me. You could have said that before. I'm going to blow in there now. It's no alcohol. What? I thought it was alcohol-based. And that's what evaporates quickly. Doesn't say on the tin, to be fair. This is how long I've had this. This is LC ants. Now, LC was Ant Labs' previous name, and Ant Labs has stopped doing his stuff now. So, stop making his stuff now. Well, maybe he'll come back. I really wanted to try the freezer nest out, but unfortunately, he never had them in stock, so I missed out big time on that. But right, let's give these, with the size of the brood, a nice sized cockroach, shall we? You'll do, sister. Come here. Woo. Come on, sleepy little sucker. Here we go. Where's my little skizzers? Skizzers over there. There was only a couple Solenopsis running around, so it might have been ones that I missed from earlier. I just got splattered in the face with cockroach juice. Lovely, just what you want in life. They've got a nice juicy sized cockroach there. Now, they ain't going to react to this because they're still exploring that outworld, but as long as it's done, when they get a little bit more active later on, and hopefully they'll jump all over it. Is that a dead worker? Yeah. Tap you out. What I want to do is move this out of here. They've literally used it as a trash. Look, it's all the dead workers that have moved on it. Eesh. In fact, I'm just going to leave it in there for now so I can decide what to do. But I want to clean out this outworld. I'm going to put some fresh water in this one, I think. You will see IPA type smell if it's got alcohol in it. Okay. I recently had to discourage a father asking on Reddit where to get Solenopsis geminata from his 12-year-old son. I'm glad you've seen the light on that one. I know, I mean, you can't blame the parents because, you know, the kid wants it. The parents want to get the kids everything they want. And, you know, I'm not going to blame the parents because they're not educated in ants, to be fair. But I just think that anybody who does videos on Solenopsis and stuff like that definitely needs to put, like, you know, be mindful that these ants are absolutely lunatics. They grow very quick. They're very aggressive. They sting. And like I said in my last videos, all my videos about my Solenopsis, I'm a grown-ass adult and I've got a job. So I've got my own money to spend on it, you know, on my ants and stuff like that. But I struggle to keep up with them, with their growth rates and stuff like that. Their food requirements are crazy. They take, about 2 to 3 large cockroaches every 2 days. These are dubia roaches, so they're the big ass roaches as well, and they take a good few of them a day as well, so a week as well. So you know their food requirements are horrendous. So yeah, just if you're a parent out there and you're watching this and your kid wants Solenopsis, just say no. But what we'll do is, because I love these so much, I'm going to leave them as they are now and see what activities we get in the outworld, because that would be really cool to see. What worker was that, Ramblings? Formica fuscas aren't bad, to be fair. I've struggled with mine because last season this is the third season. She's still got a tiny Connolly, tiny Connolly, because she's not laid. She laid a big batch last year, and that's all she laid all year. And they came to workers, and then this year she's laid nothing. But I did try her in the Saturn outworld, at the Saturn set, Wakushi Saturn settle, but that's not really worked very well for me. So where can I put these so it's out of the way of my? Oh no! There we go. Sorry about that, guys. I'm just going to stick these back on this table. I'm going to shut the window because it's getting to 22 degrees. So I'm going to move these now. This is a really weird shape set now, so it's difficult to grab. Sorry, leaf cutters, you're going to have to move slightly. Leave them and see how they get on. Now let's tackle this mess, shall we? Now these are my Camponotus nicobrensis. These need no introduction. Earthquake. Thought the nest was going down. Don't scare me like that. These are my Camponotus nicobrensis. These take about how many cockroaches I've got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These take about 5, 6 large cockroaches in any given week. Jesus Christ, the brood's picked up again. Let's have a quick look, shall we? Hey, Handscapes. So that's them at the moment. I've got a nice little pile of brood on the vertical side of this S6 nest. I've got nice little pile of eggs there, but I've got brood all over the place. They've scattered it all over as well. Similar size broods. If we look down here, I've got a lot of elites again, a lot of male drones again. But I've got brood all the way around here, nice big piles here. It's kind of thinning out here, but they look like quite large pupae, so I imagine there might be drones again. Rubbish. Where is it? There's always a queen down here. I wonder where she is. I'll probably see her in a minute. There's always a queen hanging around down here, and the second queen's always normally around that chamber. Oh no, she's just there. So the queen's just there. You can't really see it because she's out of focus, but the queen's just there for that one. I've normally got one running around in this chamber here. So they're doing really well. Still haven't got rid of that Anscander outworld. Maybe if I move my Solenopsis out of theirs when I put them in a tank, that would be ideal for them to move into this. Let's put the cover back on, shall we? Let's not leave them exposed. I still haven't found a solution to that yet, because if you remember, they were getting out of that there. But I tell you what I could do is I picked up this from Antcon. It was one of Wakushi's prototypes ones that was given away for free, so I managed to get my mitts on it. But what I might do is attach that to this side via tubing, and then if I did that, then that's sealed, and they've also got somewhere else they can go and chill out if they want, because obviously that outworld's quite busy. Now, there are in the tubing, as they always are, but that's just Camponotus, and they do like to chill in the outworld. If we check down here, they love chilling in the outworld. So I might give them some more space. I might actually do that today. Why not? What tubing does it take? Okay. I wonder if I can do that. I might do that today, actually. If not, I might do it later. But anyway, let's get this out of the way for now. Let's get to clean these bad boys. Now, my Camponotus, as you guys know, these were like my original exotic ants. These were the first exotic ants I ever got. Now, I love these to pieces. I think they're absolutely gorgeous. They've been a pleasure to keep. Yes, my yellow crazy ants died off, matey. They've been a joy to keep. They've been really, really interesting. They've kept me on my toes at some points, but then again, they've also broke my heart because where's my tweezers gone? Because I've had die-offs with them as well, as you guys know. It's been very up and down with them. But I've seemed to, this season, they've seemed to have picked up quite a fair bit in numbers and stuff. So they're doing fine again. Oh, get off it. Get off. Ugh. So they've been doing fine again. There you go. All right, broken half. And because they're quite big, they're really easy to look after as well. They're really easy to clean out because they're easy to manage. Where if you look at something like my Solenopsis or my, as you'll see later on, which aren't doing very well, to be fair, I think they're about ready to die off, my Fidoli Nodas. You got the spiny shit. My Fidoli Nodas are about ready to die off, to be fair, believe it or not, but we'll have a look in a bit. It doesn't help that I've got them on a shelf where I don't really look at them very much either, because then you kind of forget about it. I don't give them the due care and attention they probably deserve. But yeah, how many roaches did I feed these guys? So they're obviously quite protein hungry at the moment. They didn't eat this one because it was already dead, and I guess they didn't really overly fancy it. Yeah, there's a worker on that one. Get off. No, don't crump. Get off. The problem with this one here is they're all on the inside of that one, so I'll probably leave that in there for now, but work around, clean up the rest of it. Now, I would normally get my Hoover out to clean these bits up, but if I do that, you guys aren't going to hear me talking rubbish, which I'm very good at doing, as you guys well know. There we go. So I think I might leave that for now and then do a proper good job of cleaning up and later on. God damn it. Now, I'm very reluctant, generally. Not very reluctant. I don't normally feed my ants honey water anymore because, go on, get off it. Because, just crawl over my hand then, go on. Stop moving around. Right, they're on my hand at the moment. Give me a sec. There we go. There's one. And there's another one. Right. Now, I don't normally give my ants honey water because it tends to go off fairly quickly. But what I do like to use is, I haven't mixed any now, so I'm going to do it, just do it per pod as I need it. Is I've got, it looks like a funny colour. It's melon, that's why. So I've got this green goo from Ant Snaps from Antantix. Now, what I like about this, in fact, I'm not even using this. I'm going to honey water these guys. What I like about that is it's got preservatives, so it keeps them keeps fresh for a lot longer. I need to do some cleaning, running out of feeders. But because these are Camponotus and they love honey water like it's going out of fashion, you can they'll cut through this probably before I've even cleaned the second outward. But I'm not going to clean that because that's another Hoover job. And like I said, if I do that, you guys aren't going to hear me. So I'm not going to clean these out properly. But I am going to give them some scoff. In the arts of a nicely fresh cockroach. I've already said my yellow crazy ants, they died off ages ago, maybe. They got mites. I think I put it on my live stream. They got mites, one of them anyway. They got mites and unfortunately died off, which was a big shame. But it is the nature of the beast, unfortunately. So yeah, I did see that Antantix has got them Oh, what am I doing here? There we go. I did see that Ant Antics has got them back in stock, and I know that Fran, she's bought some, and I know that Ant Ramblings has got some. Ant Ramblings has got some fresh ones as well. So yeah, definitely worth. I was definitely thinking about getting some, but I thought I've got enough crazy species as it is, and I'm not really in the market to be able to deal with another crazy species. So a friend doesn't come on to these live streams, so you won't necessarily speak to her, but she's on Discord, in Ryan's Discord page. So I know that she's got a bit of competition with Ant Ramblings, I think it is, about how they get on. No, you cut them down the middle and they still flail around like there's no tomorrow. But yeah, they've got some nice food in there, so we'll leave them. Now, like I said, let me move this glass off there. Move this bag out of the way. I'm tubing them. Now, that outworld needs cleaning out as well. It's got a bit of a dead pile going on there. This is a nightmare to get out when they're all over it. But this is the water. That normally lasts about a week and a half. So probably mid next week, that's going to need replacing. That's just my fresh water. I've run out of honey water, so I'm not going to give them any more till later, because I'm going to go downstairs and mix it for you. So I'm just reading the comments again. Loads of, but I'm not going to get the Hoover out to clean them up. But I cleaned them up last week, and I've got a relatively small pile of dead there, so not bad considering the size of Connolly. What else do I need to clean out? What are these? No, that's what I've just dealt with. It's my feds. Here we go. Right, these are my meat ants. They're obviously in the Saturn nest, as you can see. They've got a decent pile of brood because most of it's down there, right next to the dirt pile. So, a bit of a backstory with this. If I can get a decent shot of it so you guys can see. Right, the queen. I've been noticing some very weird behaviour from her. She's just there, as you can tell. Hang on a minute. All right, I take it back. Right, I take it back. I noticed some like that. You can see she's just fallen over, and then she struggles to get back up again. She's been doing that for a while, and I've only noticed it since she's been in here. She will pick herself back up in a second. It just doesn't look a good sign, does it? So I'm a bit concerned about that. Bio guys, does she have mites? No, I don't think so. I've not observed any mites on her or anybody else of the workers. So I think she's fine there. She just seems a bit weak. But then I hadn't noticed any fresh eggs since I moved them into this setup either. So I was getting a bit concerned, as it were, to be fair. But then in this top test tube up here, see if you guys can see it. You can't really make it out, but there is a ton of fresh eggs. And she was only up in that test tube yesterday, so I think she might have laid all the eggs while she was up there, and she's moved back down to the bottom one. So she's laid a ton of new eggs. I'm not sure if she's just generally being... Yeah, I'm not sure if she's just being weak, because what she's been doing, she's just been really like clumsy. It's probably the best way to put it, more than I'd expect. And I've only noticed it since she's been in the Saturn setup. I'm not sure if it's setup related or what, but yeah, she's not. Yeah, I don't know what to make of it, to be fair. But what I am going to do is what I originally planned to do is I'm going to attach a nest to this to see if they move into that, because they've moved all of the brood. most of the brood, down here. As you can see, that's loaded brood. That's right next to the trash pile as well, so that's not great. But they've moved it furthest away from the humid side of life as well, so I might attach a spare Wakushi nest I've got to it and see how they get on. Yeah, well, I don't know. It's, yeah, I mean, I don't think she's having epilepsy. I just think she's just being clumsy and fell over, but not really having the power to pick herself up again. I wonder, it might be my liquid feeder. Maybe I might put a fresh liquid feeder in with wider gaps in it. I don't think it's that, but I'll see how they get on with this. Yeah, I need big tubing. But saying that though, if they weren't getting the carbohydrates out of the liquid feeder, they wouldn't be alive. They wouldn't be alive now. And there is at least one larvae. In fact, all the larvae up in the tubing's got green bellies, so they've obviously been eating out of the feeder. So it won't be that. I don't know what the score is with her. Open to suggestions. Yeah, I don't think it is the best footing for her either. So yeah, I'll tell you what, I'm going to do what I originally planned then. I'll still up because I don't need it at the moment. I'm going to grab the spare Wakushi nest I've got, which is probably not ideal, but they've still got the test tubes if they want to. This is the Gen 2 cork hybrid, cork and gypsum nest. Gen 3, sorry. I think this is the medium. They've got a decent amount of brood, but there should be more enough space for them all in that anyway. So what I'm going to do is connect that up with that via tubing and see if they move into it. Exactly. I'm going to do that. Why is everybody's obsession with substrate? Yeah. So I need to get some water in that. Where is my pepperlet or epaulet or whatever the fudge they call it? Stick it in. Get some hydration in there. It's going to need a couple of doses of that, obviously, because it's fresh and I've not hydrated it yet. I'm imagining they're going to use the exact same tubing because they're both Wakushi products. Yeah, and I bet that'll fit in there nicely as well by the looks of it. I'm going to cut it a bit shorter because I don't want too much tubing for there. Don't need to worry about expanding it because if I choose to, they've got another connector at the end once they move all the brood out the bloody way, that is, and then I can connect it up. So I'm not going to put any of the junctions I've got in there either. I bloody love a good test. What, to see which one they prefer? Yeah. Yeah, so what was I going to do? Tubing. I was going to get some tubing. That was it. I'm going to cut this one a bit short again because I didn't need to be too long, so I'm going to half this. Can't believe I've not got any odd ends of this as well. Look at that. It's practically a perfect height to fit in. Now, let's see if I can get this out without the workers going too crazy because they... Oh, damn it. No, it wasn't too bad, that. No, my hand's in the way, sorry. Ooh. There we go. See how they're going crazy around that tubing. Let's get some more water in that. Now, these meat ants are cool. I must admit, for a large ant, they even make Nikos look like slow breeders. Everyone wants me to get some Tetramorium, and at the moment, I am trying to swerve small ants because my Solenopsis have left me with such a bad taste in my mouth. I'm just generally avoiding them all. And I tell you what, the Carabera have definitely going for that roach. I'll show you it in a second. There's a cotton wool gone again? Bloody Solenopsis worker. Oh, God, Solenopsis, you are the bane of my life. Yeah, they are. I think they're cool. I noticed this when with the brood as well, that they have a tendency to move the brood into the outworld. Seems like a really strange behaviour, that, considering that the outworld is essentially the big wide world of nature, and they'll be getting out everywhere. How long is this live streaming going on for? Jeez, I don't even know. Please get Megacephala. Yet again, Nodas are cool looking. Hey, up! I got the first worker checking out the nest. Move that light out the way. Don't think it'll take them long to move into this. What I'm going to do is put the cover on so it doesn't freak them out too much. Got enough moisture in there now as well, so it should be fine. What I will do is now stick this. I need to clean that little mess out, but I'm just a bit reluctant to get too close to it because it's very close to the brood. But yeah, let's go for it. They need food as well, to be fair. Those roaches, no, I'm going to cut it. I've lost my favourite tweezers as well. I had some tweezers that are my fave, the best tweezers ever, and I can't find what I've done with them. I know what you're thinking. We'll tidy up the mess that you call your ant cave hood. Oh, that was successful. Make sure I've got no workers in there, no brood or anything like that. Groovy. Got loads of brood though, and they've got loads and loads of eggs. Loads and loads of eggs. In fact, I'll get the macro lens on it, and you guys can probably be able to see it then. No, I'll get the standoff one. These lenses are great. I mean, they're not for your phone anyway. They're not cheap. What's dying? They're not dying. I think they're fine. Thank you, matey. It was also my birthday on Friday as well. Can I see with you? Can't even see it. There you go. Here we go. So if you can see, I've actually got loads of freaking eggs in there as well. And loads of fresh larvae and stuff. So, you know, she might be a bit dope. In fact, look, she's poking her head out. She's absolutely crazy, this queen. That's never good behaviour to see, to be fair. Thank you for the birthday wishes, guys. But look at the queen. What's she doing? Mate, she's starting to scare me. I need some food. So that's the kind of behaviour that always sends warning signs to me, because whenever I've observed that kind of behaviour before, with the queen going into the outworld, 9 out of 10 times, obviously, as long as she's not semi-colostral, it's bad news. Clean up this rubbish. That'll do for now. Like I said, normally I'd clean the rest of that up with a Hoover, but I'm not going to bother today because, like I said, you guys won't be able to hear me talking rubbish. Yeah, exactly. I think she is nervous and uncomfortable. Use the cap from the Saturn on the diverse S2 outworld to seal the second port. Good call. That would work, actually. I'm not going to do that, though, because I'm going to keep it with the connectors that I've got, so I can expand it in a second. I'll bring them back on the table in a minute, because I've actually got a media worker out of the nest on that cockroach for them, so that would be cool to check it out. I need a roach for you guys. Look at the size of the brood. I'll probably give them a big roach, or a medium to big roach. You'll do. Come here. Or a male. That'll do it fine, wouldn't it? They're not very big. There we go. There's my skizzers. No, thank you for the birthday wishes, guys. And it's not just my birthday; it's my channel's birthday as well. And that was another reason why I started this channel as well, because I was on leave from work because it was my birthday. Being COVID, I had nothing better to do in my life, so I was like, I'm going to start a YouTube channel. So this is where I'm at. Quality's pants. I can't wait to get a decent camera. Yeah, so we'll see how she gets on and what happens. I'm not going to give them any more go-go juice, carbohydrates, because I've still got that to use. They've got a nice big fat male cockroach there. So they've got something to eat. They've got a new nest attached to it with one worker checking it out now. So we'll see how they get on. I've just hydrated it, so it should be fine. But that queen, you scare me. You scare me so much. But she's grooming herself. Maybe she just hasn't got a foot in the test tube. Maybe what Wakushi said was right. A decent host. This is very, very true. I'm not going to argue with that one because it's obviously me and you're only telling the truth. No, that's not going to hold that nest. Damn it. Here we go. Give me a sec while I move this back onto the shelf. How am I going to do this without dropping it? Let's take the lid off. Oops. Just going to send my all of Venturas going loopy juice. So I've just knocked them. Right, they're happily on the shelf now. I'll leave them to it. Talking about my Hortiventuras, let's get around and have a look at her. Got some dead workers. The brood is out in the outworld as well, which probably means that the heat cable was touching the test tube. Yeah. Loads of eggs there as well. That's good news. But this is what I was talking about with the acrylic. Do you see when you've got alcohol-based PTFE, then you get all this kind of shattered look. This is what I've got with these girls, with this outworld here. Let's whip it around so you can see it better. Yeah, as you can see, it's only where I've applied the barrier. So obviously it's the barrier that's done this to it. So it's the alcohol in the barrier getting into it and cracking it up. Just happens. It's one of those. Let's have a look at the queen. And there's another nice pile of brood there as well. Is she alive? Yeah, she's moving. Well, I'm not feeling like I've got much luck today. Where's my macro? I've not, bearing in mind, before doing this live stream, I've not actually checked any of my ants to make sure I've lost the macro lens. Oh, joy. I've not actually checked any of my ants to see how they're getting on first. So if I find anything, you guys are going to see it just as soon as I do. But I can't find where the small macro, there it is. I'll put it back in its case, obviously. Where else would it be? If you look there, she's got a nice little small pile of brood there as well. Nice pile of eggs. She's got a nice pile of brood going on there. She's not doing too bad, to be fair. Not doing too shabby at all. I wonder if you can see that now. I can see it come up on YouTube. Now, I do like these. I think they're really cool. I've just been very conscious with them. Got some brood here as well. Take it in there, ladies. I'm just very conscious with these because they're Camponotus again. And not only that, though, they're really related to my Paresis or Peru, which way you pronounce it. They've got a lot of dead workers there, but nothing out of the ordinary that I'm concerned about, to be fair. This would normally be another Hoover job, to be honest. Oh, I've got a media worker there as well. No majors yet. But yeah, I thought I'd struggle with these like I did my paresis. Oh, that's just fine. Like I did my paresis, but apparently not. They seem to have done fine, which is great news. I'm saying that, my paresis has done fine now as well. Just upping the temperature to 30 degrees has actually made all the difference with these girls. You'll do. Come here. Oh, damn it. Yeah, you'll do. No. Cockroach on the loose. Stay. Sorry, I got cockroach on the loose. Here we go. Sorry, ladies. Right, and that's all I need to do with these guys as well. But they're doing really well. We've got a nice pile of brood now. It's really, like I said, really, really good. Considering I've had a Camponotus curse, I'm really pleased with how these girls are cracking on. They've done really well. And saying that, my Camponotus curse seems to be. Jesus, look at them go crazy at that. Seems to be on its way out, which is great. Check this out. Look at them going crazy now. Seems to be moving the brood back into the test tubes. Oh no, it's still there. But they're going absolutely crazy for that roach. Oh, you'll be amazed how much they, how protein hungry they are. They're really interested. Got to split and bring the potatoes. No worries. It's good to see you, matey. What should we go with next? I'll leave you. My Formicofuscus are still doing a lot of nothing. No brood. Jeez Louise, guys. I'm at a pretty stopping block with these. I don't know what to do with them. Pains in the asses. I'm not going to do anything with you. If you guys got anything you want to particularly see as well, just let me know. Now, ooh. Ooh. I've got a winged queen in there. Right, you guys are going to know what these are better than I do because I can't remember the name of them. These are those really weird bobblehead ones. It's actually a teal Queen Conley, which Rich was kicking himself about. When you're going to see these any decent if we're going to do this again. But I think, oh yeah, look at that. I've got a winged elite in there. Can you see that? Just see the winged by where the star is. Looks like a queen as well. Oh yeah, it's a queen. Weren't expecting that. Oh geez, look at that. I've got a fresh batch of eggs as well, which is cool. I weren't expecting. I didn't think I was doing very well with these, to be honest, because I never see them out of the test tube. Oh, is that a drone? There's a drone. I wonder what this Conley is then. But the point they're producing elites when they're only about 100 workers just shows you what I mean about, what's the water like? Shows you what I mean. Oh, no, don't record. Shows you what I mean about the small nature of these. I believe they only get to about 200 in the wild. You're right, they never do anything, Sid. This is why I'm never probably going to do another video on them, because they don't do anything. They never come out of the test tube. Well, I never see them out of the test tube. Do need some more goo, though. Yeah. Let's put that in for a wash. Yeah, you never see them out in the outworld. They just stay in the test tube. They've obviously got the option of the outworld because it's just there, but they never come out. Now, I never seen them feeding, so what I have been doing is disconnecting the test tube up so I can pop some food in there for them, and they seem to take it then. But then if you look, they've then blocked the end of the test tube up, probably to stop me doing it. Let's get this off it. Probably to stop me doing that. But I don't know what I can do with these. They're just, you got to bounce. No worry, Chris. Good to see you, matey. Yeah, I'll come and try and join the Friday chat on Wakushi's channel. They can inbreed. Oh, can they inbreed? Not to my knowledge. Not to my knowledge. I know you warned me that these were boring, Sid. And they are literally. This is it. This is what they do. That's it. And they don't do anything else. They just sit there, really cool, really quietly. But they've got really cool mages with massive bobbleheads, and they're still really, really interesting. Now, the water's looking gunky, and they probably need to move out of it. But then again, equally, I'm going to move them, and I don't even come out the bloody test tube. So that's going to be something I need to worry about later. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Yeah, it's going to be something I'll worry about later. But what I do need to do is check out the Carabera. Oh, my word. No. Look, a major came out. Briefly. A major came out. This is obviously the Carabera. And I was like saying, I would love to see a major come out. Because I've got a minor, a media worker, which you can just see clamped on just there at the end. But I've never seen the major pop out. And very, very briefly, I got it and I got all excited. No, I do apologise. But what you might be able to do actually is get a better look in here because it should have thinned out of workers. Oh, yes. Oh, I love these girls. Absolutely love them. So cool. Anyway, I need to go back to what I was doing. With these boring hands. I'll get. Where can I buy Kera? I've not seen them for sale anywhere yet, Danielle. Not recently. I know that the Ant Lady stocks them. I know that Richard in Antantic stocks them. So keep your eye on those websites like that. I know Best Ants as well stocks them. I've never bought them for anything ant-wise. Oh, I lie. I bought my... I did buy some Formica rufibarbus from them, actually. So I have bought something from them, and I've not got any complaints. They're just not a retailer I regularly go to. Probably because I get everything that I need from either the Ant Lady, Tom, being Ant Boy, not Ant Boy, Ant Stavey, and Richard from Antantics. I get all my ants from there, so I don't really need to worry about many other people. Oh, excuse me. I lost my train of thought there. Ant food. So I'm going to try and see, give them some Antantics Blue Goo. She's got them in stock now, is she? In that case, there you go, Danielle. The only problem with getting them from EA for me, even though I would buy from him, is that because he's a European supplier at the time, it will take them to get to us. That's the only concern I've got. But saying that, though, I'm sure you get the same issue when you buy from England, Naturu. So maybe I'm just being overly finicky. My favourite ant species. Ooh, generally speaking, it's the ant that I'm filming at the time. But because I'm filming most of my ants today, I'll probably argue that it's definitely my Carabera because they're the most coolest that I've got. To be fair, I think they're really cool. Look, this is proof they do come out of their outworld. This is a dead worker. If I can grab it. That's a dead worker. So, and there's another one there as well. So clearly they do come into the outworld. I just never view it. I wonder if I've heard they're nocturnal, to be honest. That might be why I've never seen them about. Screw it. That might be why I've never seen them out and about. Very expensive. Solenopsis, obviously, I would not want Solenopsis if I was you. If I didn't get drunk a year ago, I would never have bought Solenopsis, and I probably would be a lot happier than I am now with my hand keeping. Yeah. Have you bought from EA then, Rikushi? $39. Wow. I mean, I use Ants HQ as well, actually. Probably should have mentioned that. I do use Ants HQ as well. They're really good retailers, which reminds me, actually. I've already seen the Seiya, but I've not seen the Sansavinas. So let's check the Sansavinas out. Now, do you know what I'll say about the packaging? I'm still using this packaging to store them in as well. Because I just think that it fits so well. But you will notice there's something else in there as well. Oh, look at that. What a lovely lady. Oh, my word. I've got a worker. Wow, I didn't even know I got a worker. Check that out. Looks like she's only just enclosed or whatever it's called. Because she's really pale still. So she's like literally popped out at some point today. She's so timid. She's hiding behind her mother. Nice pile of brood out. What I am going to do is I'm not going to put a roach in there. But I am going to... I need... I want to put a daub of... I've not cleaned them. This is how poorly prepared I am. I've not actually cleaned dispenser. And this is... I had my honey water in. That'll do. There's a drip left. That's all I need. So... Oops, looks like she's fallen over. Now, I've fed her before. Look, she smells it. She's like, yeah, I know what this is. Boom, straight on it. But if you look there, she's got some fresh eggs as well. That kind of looks like a naked pupa there, doesn't it? Clearly they're not naked because she's got cocoons, but she's looking good. Look at that. Queen's having a fill. She's so pretty, isn't she? Yeah, custom sucks. I'm not going to attach a worker to her, to an outworld to her yet. My nails are dirty. I'm not going to attach an outworld to her yet, just because she's got the one worker. But that queen is devouring that pile of sweet stuff. I'm going to wait until she gets a couple more workers first before I attach an outworld, to be fair. But I've just given them a little boost of honey water, so which the queen has selfishly sucked it all up. You're not going to leave any for your little daughter or the rest of your brood there. No, she's just going to have it all herself. Greedy cow. But she's looking fine. She is looking fine. Pleased with that. Very pleased with that. Now, put her back. What I'm going to do is get this out. Wow. So, this is Camponotus herculeanus. This was actually gifted to me by one of my fans, which was very nice of him. I think he bought it from Akushi and sent me it. Now, what she was actually, believe it or not, brood boosted with a larvae, I think it was, and a pupae from Nicobarensis. And she accepted it, but what she didn't do was that once they were ready to disclose, she never took them out of the pupae. So she let them die, and by the looks of it, she's eating it now. So yeah, so if you're thinking about brood boosting Camponotus with another species of Camponotus, doesn't work, just so you know. As much as you might have wanted to have tried. So I'm going to leave a bee. I'm not going to pop any honey water in there. I'm just going to leave a bee. I'm going to stick her back in here just so she's in the dark and stuff. Like I said, I really like its packaging. I think it's brilliant. But not only that though, when you've got like a foundation nest like that, I just pop it up and leave it up here. Oh my word, I'm up here. We need to check out my Oranaris. Let's move this stuff out of the way. Now, just about everything that I've tried to put in a Saturn hasn't done too well for me, probably because I'm not using the best selection of species to put in them. But my Oranaris. Comments, there we go. Oh, do they? Because I've actually got a Lingoperna, but I'll go on to that in a second. So, yeah, my Oranaris, all you're going to see, there's a seam there. They are doing really well again. These got moved from the Wakushi Venus nest into this a couple of weeks ago. And as you can see, they're doing fine, Andy, like sugar candy. And I can just see here, there is some freshish larvae as well. So, in fact, there's some eggs as well. So the queen's obviously happy and laying. But if you check out that there, see if I can do this. Move it to the side. Can I? No. I've got it. I've figured it out, guys, how I can get you with a better view. There we go. Right. Look at the size of that major. Look at him. Her. Look at her. She is ginormous. There's the queen. That's a major. That looks like a major pupae. That looks like a naked, not pupae, sorry, large major larva. That looks like it's going to be another major as well. But look, I just love this Conley. Love this Conley. I think they're doing really, really great as well. They've got their seed store. Battery's low. Got seed store there. You notice I've got no moisture. 2 test tubes with no water in it, and as you can see here, that's where they put most of the brood and stuff like that. Now I've got 2 test tubes of water here and this one up here, but there's no brood or anything in there as well, and they're obviously keeping the seeds away from it. But they're doing really well in this. As always with messes, they are very messy. I've just bought some new seeds as well for these girls. And my other my other messes as well, which I need to talk about them too. Let's get off. Yeah, they had a male there, so they'll probably get another male in a second. I do give these guys quite a bit of protein still. Shocked the queen fits in a tunnel. To tell you the truth, Wakushi, I was very much of the same mindset as you. Will she be able to get up and down this column here? Because if you see, for those who don't know it, you've got an entrance down at the bottom and it goes all the way up and then it goes into each of the test tubes. Now she's moved the test tube so she can clearly get up and down it. So yes, she can fit in it, but I'm amazed it was probably a tight fit for her, I would imagine, because she is a big girl. Now look at all this rubbish. Where's my big tweezers? I'm keeping an eye out on my Carabera to see if I get another super major coming out. Because if I do, I'm definitely going to film it for you guys, because I've not actually seen these proper. The closest I've got to it was the one I just shown you, but I've never seen a proper. In fact, I am freaking lying. Oh my word! Oh my word! Word! Give me a second. Right, I'm sorry, girls. You're going to have to go for a second. I've got something I want to film. All right, sit up there for now. I'll come back to you. Check this. Oh, is it a super major or is it just a major? What do you reckon? Super major or major? You see right on top of that cockroach? Obviously, the lighting's crap. I don't want to get all fuzzy. There you go. Look at her. I think that's just, I don't think that's a super major. I think that's just a major. I wish I could zoom in a bit more for you. Look at that. I'm impressed. Such a cool ant. I really need to do an updated video on these girls as well, just to give everybody like a more detailed video, because it's very broad what I'm doing today and what I'm talking about. Very broad. But look at it go. I definitely think that's a super major. She's big. The lighting's crap for you as well. This is one of these shit cameras. See, it looks better for me than it does for you guys. So you can't really see it. It's not. Unfortunately, the quality of the stream's not too great. I probably need to pay for this bloody SteamYard so I can actually get HD images. It's probably the best way to go with it. But there's definitely a major in there. At least a major, probably a super major potentially, because she's quite big. I just can't see it with the quality of freaking image, which is really shite. Oh well. Back to what I was talking about. I just think she's a major. I don't think she's a super major. Either way, the biggest thing I've seen come out of the nest. So what was I doing? That was it. Back to these girls. Now, the only criticism I've got is that the gap in these top of these outworlds is teeny tiny. There we go. Let's get this rubbish in. Well, it's stuck down. Now, these girls are quite aggressive, believe it or not. That's dead. This would normally be another Hoover job as well. I'm kind of pissed into the wind with doing this because it's not really achieving much apart from spreading it around everywhere. So what I will do is just pop another cockroach in with these girls and leave them be, I think. There we go. If I look after brood, get them the mood and say that, I'll be happy. Yeah, right. What was I going to do? Give them some food. I'm going to wait until that major comes off of that bloody roach. And I'll send you a picture. You guys can tell me if it's a major or super major. I think it's just a major because I've seen pictures of the super majors with the Caraberas, and they appear bigger than that. Just got squirting the face with roach goo. There we go. There you go, ladies. And that's all I need to do with these, apart from clean them out. But I'll do that later on with the Hoover when you guys have all left me. I suppose, because I'm doing the messes, I should get my other ones out. do love these. I just don't spend a lot of time filming them or anything like that. Now, these actually developed a reproductive queen as well. Well, a reproductive in the arts of a queen unmated. I think I've shown it on my last live stream as well. But these are doing fine. I need to get a new nest for these as well, because they're just in a cheap eBay nest, which I actually quite rate it. I think this is quite good. Everything I've put in here has done really well, to be fair. They've obviously got their seed store, but they're still in a test tube. A lot of them is in a test tube still. Sorry, this is my Messamina Asperius, or Asperium. No, it's Asperius. Really lovely looking queen, lovely looking ants. I love them. I think they're gorgeous. They did produce queens, which I thought was quite surprising. Now, you might be, why is that surprising? They produce queens. It's because they didn't produce any drones first. Now, normally, you'll find that they produce males before they produce females, as the general rule of thumbs. But these girls bucked the trend a little bit, to be fair, and they produced, well, from what I noticed anyway, queens first. Now, how am I going to get that out? All right, am I going to do this? Leave the bloody water feeder alone. Get off. Well, this certainly isn't working. F it in the A. God, I get all over my hands. Thankfully, though, when these get all over my hands, unlike my Solenopsis, they don't sting. So there's definitely pluses to it. Just drop them off. I know you can't see this, but yeah, just drop them off. Right. Now, you all know with every ant, fresh water is important. But what's more important about messers is if you don't give them fresh water, they can't produce the ant bread. No, I'm not getting stung. It was lovely. They can't produce the ant bread because they need the water to produce the ant bread. So you need to make sure you're on par. You're on the ball when it comes to making sure they've got fresh access to fresh water. Now, all I do is use these liquid feeders because the test tube, which I've been trying to move them out of for ages, which they never did, is all dried up. So this is their only source of water. And what I really need to do is move them into a new nest. But I haven't got a nest to move them into at the moment, so I need to think about what I'm going to do with them. In fact, I've got no spare nests. The only spare nest I've got is the Ant Canada hybrid nest, which clearly aren't really ideal for these girls. That's the Camponotus hybrid nest. I've got an old nest that I wouldn't use for the Team Chider anyway. So I've got nothing for him. So really, I've got an acrylic. I've got a gypsum nest for these guys as well. A white tongue nest for these guys I could use, but you wouldn't really want to put your Solenopsis in it to be not Solenopsis, messers in it to be fair. So at the moment, I've got nothing for them, but it's something I really need to think about. Oh. Right, now I've made some vibrations. These things are going to go crazy and all run into the outworld. These are my... Yeah, this is true. It might work for them actually, a Saturn nest. If the meat ants move solely all out of that Saturn nest I've got for them, they're in now. I might try and move. But saying that, though, I don't think I've got enough. I don't know. I might do. Yeah, it should be all right. I'll see if I can move into that Saturn nest to see how they get on. Because my Messrs R&R seem to be doing okay. But this is obviously my Messer Barbarus and you can see they're doing great. Take this off, move the light a little bit. There we go. As you can see with these girls, they're doing fine as well. I don't know how many I've got. I've never actually sit down and counted them. Still got plenty of seeds and stuff. Nice little brood pile. There's the queen. There she is. Yeah, doing all right. I might hydrate them a little bit. I don't go crazy with the hydration, obviously, because the messes don't really need it. But it's also always good to keep it a little bit hydrated. But yeah, they're not done too bad in this, to be fair. This is the Antboy Smartness, I think it is. They seem to be doing absolutely fine in it. Antboy's not spoken to me since I did the video on this, so hopefully he's not too annoyed with me. Yeah, I don't know how many. Oh, look at that. Messamine Hesperium worker. Come on, come here. You want to go into the Messaminers, the Messa Barbarus, because I'll eat you. So, get in. Get off. Sorry about that, guys. I've just seen a worker from the Hesperium running on the table. So, what was I saying? Yeah, Antboy's not wanting me to do his video. He's not spoken to me since he did a video on these girls, so he might not overly be happy with me on it. I don't know. Or maybe he just want to talk to me because I'm boring. Probably the latter. I'm only going to hydrate one of the sponges because I don't really need a lot. But yeah, these guys are doing fine. But yeah, again, these are another ones that I just stick on my shelf and forget about because I don't really need. God, the quality of the live streams, pants. I'm gonna have to have a look see how much it costs for this. What's it called? SteamYard thing, anyway, because the quality is absolutely shite. And it looks like I'm filming it on my brick as well. It's making it a bit unbearable, to be honest. What is going on? Yeah, I'm going to, in fact, I'll call it a day on that one because I'm not going to put up with crappy stream quality like that, to be honest. That is, I'm not going to, people aren't going to want to sit there and watch it. And either way, so it's not fair on you guys with a crappy stream. I look at buying it. Look at how can it go from the start of the video to this? I wonder if they make the quality of the video crapper as it goes on. To make you spend money on it, because it was a lot better than this when I started at the start of the stream. It's slowly got worse. Knowing that I can't really focus in on the ants, so there's not much point in showing you anything because it's been a bit rubbish. So, oh Jesus, I look awful. I look awful. So I don't even know what the time is. We've been streaming for 2 hours anyway, so I'm sure you guys are bored with me. So what I will do is I'll end it today. I'll look at seeing how much it costs for the subscription so I can get 1080p streaming, because this is not really acceptable. I'm not happy with it. So what I will say then, guys, is I'll call it a day. Thank you very much for Perry, who donated £2 for me. I appreciate it because all this money is going to go towards buying me a new camera, which I desperately need. So thank you for Perry for that. Thank you for all my members and stuff. If you want to join my membership, you can hit the tab below this video now. You've got join and all that malarkeys. So thanks everybody to be on the stream if you've stuck it out. I've had consistently good views as well. I've had like 13 odd people at the moment. It went up to nearly 27, 30 people at one point. So I've been at Pullman, I think, earlier. So, yeah, it's been a really great stream again, and I've talked a lot of rubbish. I appreciate everybody's patience today with the video quality, and it's definitely something we're going to look at buying, getting a subscription for this so I can actually stream and it being decent quality. But anyway, I am going to stop and shut up. Thank you for joining for my 2 years. Thank you, mate, for your donation. I am going to, like I said, call it a day for today then. I wish you all the best, and thank you for joining me for my 2-year anniversary. Did your meat ants move? They've not moved yet. Let me have a quick look. I've got a couple running around the nest, but they've not moved yet. So no, hopefully soon. But I'll do an update on them to tell you how they're getting on anyway, Danielle. So keep an eye out for a video. I've got a lot of videos I need to catch up on. I need to do a decent video on my, thank you, Antimatter, Care Bearer, because they are quite a popular ant on my channel. I've not really done any videos on them yet. I've been so distracted with my Solenopsis, which I just want to punch in the kidneys. Even though that'll be a lot of tiny punches, because they're doing nothing but trying to escape and make my life a living nightmare. And I've also got to look at forking out a couple of £100 on getting some decent terrarium set up for them, decent glass tank for them. Cheers, Makushi. Is that a picture of a turd as well? Nice, thank you. Yeah, so there's loads of videos I need to catch up on and I need to give you guys updates on. By all means, if you want me to do a video on your favorite ant species, yeah, Kushi last time, big spender. Please leave a comment either on my Facebook group, on my Instagram, or you can leave it on the comments on my video once it goes as a normal video on my channel. I'll always, they're just airsoft guns, mate. I don't airsoft anymore, but I used to. I'll always listen to people's comments, so I generally comment back. So if you want any, if you want to put any video suggestions, by all means, crack on, guys. You're more than welcome to. But anyway, I'll stop talking rubbish. Thank you very much, guys, and I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye for now.